Email marketing agencies can make upwards of 6 figures per client on the right deal. In this live consult, I'm going to show you exactly how you can start winning email marketing clients with personalized cold email at scale. You'll learn how to find data points, build compelling offers, and sell the call with value. Plus, stay tuned for the end where I go over how you can repurpose sales assets for outreach into content for inbound leads. All right, Jacob/Yakov. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself here?
Yeah, I'm a dude who, I'm 25, I'm from Croatia. I started off as a guy that was just trading crypto. Then I wrote community posts for different communities, got paid for that, accidentally stumbled into copywriting, got a job at a big exchange to write content strategies for, then I got some smaller clients for that, then I got into ghostwriting, now I want to do email marketing. And now we're here to make my email marketing offer and start doing some outreach.
Perfect. Hopefully you're still trading crypto the way it's going right now. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people have a similar story. Yeah. I'm holding for the most part, doing a little bit of diversification, a little bit of private sales, but yeah, we can have a whole podcast on that, I'm sure, as well as meditation.
Meditation. I'm down for that.
100%. So you're looking to target e-com, you're looking to target health and wellness. Have you done any outreach yet, or do you have any examples of like Upwork clients you've been able to nab, or is this a completely fresh offer? Because I know you've been working on this offer for a while, right?
This is like 0 outreach.
0.
And most of the research I did today, which is what I'm showing you right now. And until now, I was just like getting my Klaviyo certification, learning how to write some emails, learning what kind of like industry is out there, what even matters, what are the benchmarks, like just basic understanding of myself. And in the meantime, open up my company, which took
amazing
a fuck ton of time. Jesus Christ.
So it's pretty freaking dope that you're looking to do e-commerce, because e-commerce isn't something I've played with yet either. So this should be super duper interesting. I have a lot of kind of research that I've done into the niche. I just haven't actually done the niche quite yet. So you're looking at target health and wellness, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice for me personally, because I'm assuming I could easily target their tone of voice and understanding of their target audience.
Perfect. So what I'm going to do here is actually just burn a couple credits and see if we can get some store leads pulled in, and see what types of queries we can do. So this is awesome. So
this is the Gamma app, okay.
This is the Gamma app. I'll pull over actually. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So
full screen.
So here's store leads. So inside of Clay, actually, you get access to like every API there is in prospecting. So basically, we're going to be able to do prospecting for a ton of different things. So we could go by the type of e-commerce platform that they're using. Maybe you want an e-commerce platform that only uses or has email built into it, or maybe you want to target all the e-commerce platforms, but you want to target a specific type of email software. So what type of technologies would you expect these companies to have, like ActiveCampaign?
Klaviyo, yeah.
Sorry?
The only thing I know is how to use Klaviyo, basically.
Klaviyo.
Yeah,
Klaviyo. So what we can do is, I believe Store Leads uses Built With. So I can do is go over to Built With, and I think technologies is going to be a really compelling way for you to find leads.
I wrote you in the chat how it's written. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. So I think technologies will be a compelling way for you to find leads. Tech lookups, really, really good for e-commerce specifically, because there's so many different technologies that e-commerce stores like to integrate, and they tell you things that are basically guaranteed. So if a company is using Klaviyo or if a company is using ActiveCampaign, you're going to know right away that email marketing is something relevant to them, right? and
Yeah, exactly.
e-commerce email marketing is something relevant to them. And then by pulling those technologies into an app like Store Leads, you're guaranteeing that you're only getting stores. And you can really simplify your searches. So here you can see handmade soap, New York City. You can ask, you can query to get specific technologies. So, or stacked technologies. So you could say Klaviyo and Shopify if there's certain things in Shopify that kind of differentiate your offer. And then from there, you can even narrow down to the country. So the problem is going to be trying to attribute whether or not they have money or not. So
this
because
is
I haven't
one
done
thing
e-commerce
I
yet.
mentioned. Yeah, this is one thing I mentioned in the research. So a lot of these e-com brands under $1 million a month, they're only a couple optimizations away from basically like either gaining like 50% increase on MRR or just doubling it. And a lot of them don't have retention systems, basically email flows, or acquisition systems like a good pop-up, but they start ramping up paid acquisition, like ads and stuff like that. But
I
they
see.
don't have any
You linked
systems
some
in
things
place,
here.
so they just lose a lot of money, right?
Yes. So basically, the
big
problem you're
sign-
targeting.
Sorry? Yeah?
So basically, the problem you're targeting is that these companies are currently generating revenue, and they're generating their revenue from paid ads, but they don't understand the downstream conversion crisis that they're having, basically.
Exactly. They don't understand they're basically in a downward spiral of rising customer acquisition costs. So if they just keep pouring money down the drain into ads, but never go big on their acquisition and retention systesystems on email and pop-up forms and stuff like that, and flows, they're just going to keep losing money, right?
Okay, so this is a breakdown of like an e-commerce email marketing strategy, basically from Maxwell Copy.
Yeah, what I just said is basically just what this guy said.
What this guy said? Okay, perfect. So that's kind of what you're basing your offer off of. List management, list profit, extracted with return, plus found money deal structure. So yeah, I was reading through this with you beforehand, but so you have a target audience, you have a certain amount of money that you want them to be making. The problem we have to solve for is how we're going to identify the amount of money they're making. So the way we can do that is by using standard website visitor kind of metrics and then standard conversion rates. So I'm going to ask you first, what's a standard conversion rate for an e-com store right now in health and wellness?
A conversion rate where? In like
Conversion
email,
rate on what on people
ads?
visiting their website. So like someone hits their landing page, what's the average website wide conversion rate? Is it 1%, 2%, 3%? Like try to think like SEO, I would say, rather than ads potentially.
So the one number I do know is like if they visit the site and a pop-up comes up to get their email or their phone or their name or whatever, it's usually just like a 2 to 3% conversion rate, when it can be 6 to 12% if it's done properly.
6 to 12% for an email, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 to 12% for an email.
Yeah.
What we would be trying to figure out is, like, let's see if we can just get this answered by GPT, okay? Because honestly, when you're prospecting, one of the most powerful things you can use is just ask AI. So let's say health and wellness brand, e-commerce health and wellness brand, average conversion rate on website visitors.
It should be like 2 to 3% based on what I'm hearing, yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's anywhere from like 1 to 5%, basically, is what I was thinking off the top. But depending on what it is, so yeah, here it says 3.13% on website visitors. So let's roll with that number. And the reason this number is important, and for anyone listening after the fact, the reason you need these numbers is because you need to identify how much the business is worth as fast as possible and how much money they're generating. So having a target of businesses that are under 1 million as your initial target market means that you have to be like really, really accurate, but also figure this out as cheaply as possible, because you're not going to be able to just go to any random database and find out their exact revenue data. So what we can do to assume revenue is use SEMrush. So let's make a point of that. So data sources, store leads, sort by, store leads, built with. Okay. So this is where we get our starter data, right?
Okay.
And we'll pull by either the type of store plus location. And then we're going to pull by the type of technology plus location plus the type of store. So we'll have two types of lead lists. One lead list will be broad and one will be focused. So what I would do is, as you're getting into the market, is start with specific technology campaigns, active campaign, etc. Check if they have, one other thing you can do is check if they have DMARC installed on their website, because then what you're going to be able to do is have a foot in the door campaign, and we'll talk about that a bit more later, where you can find a problem, audit it, and then give them a quick solution, a quick win that changes their lives to kind of move into a potential sales call, right? To kind of provide value kind of
I know
angle.
exactly what you mean. Yeah. Basically, like sell this like just little simple fix. I was even thinking like how many brands don't have dedicated domain, dedicated sending domains for their e-com list. And,
way too many.
And this is just like 3 clicks in Klaviyo, basically, to set up. But could that also be a foot in the door offer? Like, hey, just for $500, I'll make you a dedicated sending domain.
Well, dude, I would make that the free offer that gets you foot in the door, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
like that can be your free offer, because it's so quick for you. It's almost nothing, and like from there you build that trust to get on a call and you go like, hey man, like I actually do email marketing. I can help you set up your campaigns as well. High deliverability, blah, blah, blah. And you start running them through the offer, right? So DMARC is a really important thing. So DMARC's important in cold email. It's also important in just standard email. And basically this is checking to see if their website has a certification, their domain has a certification that's related to Gmail and Outlook email senders and receivers. And basically this DMARC certificate communicates to Gmail and Outlook the legitimacy of an email as it comes in and the domain sending it. So if they don't have DMARC, you're qualifying them as someone that's wasting their potential on cold email. So this is why I call it trigger. This is a key variable. So what we're trying to do here is build as many triggers and angles as possible that make you stand out in the inbox and make you look like not just the generic offer that's like, hey man, I'm going to increase your revenue by 20% in 90 days.
Yeah.
No one fucking believes them, okay? It's cold outreach. They're not someone coming inbound that trusts you, right? So what these triggers do is it shows that you're researching them, and it shows that you're building trust and doing your research beforehand, but we want to automate all of that. So one of the other things we can do is your intro could be like, and this we're just in the brainstorming stage, but let's say your intro is something like, so we're going to be using SEMrush. Let's go back to general details here. SEMrush for traffic, 3.1% conversion rate.
Wait, so SEMrush knows like how many people engage with a pop-up on a website?
SEMrush knows how many people visit the website. And if we know the conversion rate on sales, not email conversion rate, the conversion rate on sales and the pop-up rate, and then we check their website for the price of their average or best selling product, then we can assume their revenue.
Yeah.
Right? Because we know their best selling product's $10. We know that they get 10,000 visitors and they have a 3.1% conversion rate. We just take the $10 and multiply it by 310. And we can do all this through formulas at scale, right? Then we can say this lead list is qualified. And you can use all that data, man, right? This is going to get really interesting. I'm really excited about your offer. My brain's kind of starting to wrap it. Yes, my brain's starting to wrap my head around it. I think we can make some magic happen here. So So let's say we're going like, one angle is, hey, was checking out your website, looks like you sell blah blah blah. We might have a personalized line that's just super generic like that. Notice that you have, like, here's just an example of how it's going to look. Checking out website, AI line, right? It's going to be very standard, like looks like you're selling fitness devices for
yoga mats.
senior citizens, whatever it is, or yoga mats, or grip strengtheners, whatever it might be. And then you're like, noticed you have around X amount of visitors, but no DMARC installed. This is you going, why you? I talk about this a lot. Why you? Why now? This is you going, why you? Why am I contacting you? It's because I noticed you have this many visitors, but no DMARC installed. And then you might have a whole nother why you campaign. That's, I noticed you're using active campaign with no DMARC installed on your site.
Huge.
Why you? Okay. And then you might have another one, right? So you see how we're segmenting the lead list, but it's all the same angle. And then you might follow up with this, right? Based on your product X, right? A unique variable. I figure you may be missing out on X revenue due to not having the right activation campaigns. And then we do a call out. So this is why you, right? Or sorry, notice you have why you. This and the next line are going to be your why now. Okay. Why now? And this is where we would be like, if you had a case study, I would recommend dropping it here in health and wellness, where you would go, give me a health and wellness brand you like. We'll just put it in for example.
Probably Lululemon.
Lululemon. It's a bit big, but that's fine. Lululemon. Lululemon had an e-commerce a health and wellness store like you had 10,000 visitors, and we were able to activate, right? Because we're selling activation, activate 3% of them on an SMS campaign, which generated, $15,000 in revenue. Can I show you how it works, right? And then you have like your call to action basically. And you can say, this is, after this is where you can start building in your offer, okay? So your offer really is just doing a thing, but what makes an offer unique, and this is how I want you to start thinking about your campaigns, is what makes an offer unique is what you remove. So process of removal.
Okay.
In other words, how you de-risk it. No fixed fees, or no retainers, or performance-based, or no overhead from hiring copywriters, right? Like you have all these things, no extra ad spend, or even better, man, like you can do this every single month, no extra ad spend, right? Like you can reuse this campaign, right? So this is kind of up to you to decide. Like I say to any client I have, is I can't figure out your offer. I can just tell you what's there to build off of, right? So at the end of the day, it's going to be down to you to identify the exact offer. But if you didn't go the routes of like Lululemon health and wellness, let's say, or sorry, like this is like a name drop as part of the why now. Because you're saying why you, why now? Well, I have another store that I help that's just like yours, so I can definitely help yours too, right? If you don't have this, you might just say, I've devised a simple email marketing strategy, right? give it a fancy name, right? The gem activation framework, the you know what I mean? Like something like fun, palatable, give it your own twist, right? That's been helping XYZ get, you know, this result, and I want to show you how it works for you to implement entirely free. And then you send them a video, right? That's your Loom video angle. And you'll test different angles as you go. Another angle might be, you know, I have this framework that's for email marketing, but I noticed you don't have this DMARC installed, right? You might say it a bit later. Do you mind if I fix your DMARC to increase your email delivery by up to 150%, totally free? And that'll get you a call with them, because you're not fixing the DMARC without being on a call with them. So honestly, I think that's a really good angle for you that I want you to try out. And again, all of this data can be found in Clay, in one platform. One platform. It's just about getting good at manipulating the data. But yeah, I feel like we found something interesting here right away, which is awesome. But let's kind of keep going down it. So we have the business type.
Wait, sorry. Since I obviously don't have like a client or case study, as I'm just starting this offer out, I would. Yeah. Could I maybe just say like?
You could use another person's case study here, man.
I know that
that's
true.
You don't have to. You're not saying I did this, right?
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
As long as you're not saying I helped Lululemon, right? Because that's the reason I didn't say I helped, okay? I just said Lululemon. Another one, right? Sometimes what I do for like videos is HubSpot found that SaaS websites with videos to greet their users convert 73% better than one without a video.
Okay, cool.
And this is like a whole campaign that I devised ages ago that I should do a breakdown on. But basically, I checked websites to see if they have videos using an AI scraper. And then I enriched their competitors to find a competitor that had a video. So I said, your competitor has a video. They're getting better conversions according to HubSpot. Why don't you have a video? You know? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? so like, these are other powerful angles you can have, right? And that's another example of why now. So before we move on, I kind of want to go into more into the nitty gritties of how you're going to get to this point. But this is basically what I do when I start a campaign briefing is I start with the data, and you can see how once you have the data, your copywriting becomes informed, right? This is a principle I've been trying to kind of convince people of, is that copywriting is not a skill in cold email. The data is what makes the copy happen for the most part. It's like 80% of it.
Market research,
yeah, market research, exactly. So, any questions there?
For this part, no. I think you explained it pretty fucking nicely.
Perfect. That's good to hear. So, what we need to figure out now is what roles we're going to be targeting. So, under $1 million, it sounds to me like you're going to be talking to founders. Is that right?
This part, I don't know. I haven't gone that far. Yeah.
You haven't gone that deep? So,
yeah. So that's a note for
personal experience only is that e-commerce stores are pretty freaking lean operations for a long time. Because $1 million in revenue could only mean maybe $200,000 profit, right? Depending on the store. It could be 500,000, it could be less, could be more. It depends on what they're doing, but at least the people I know in e-commerce, like when they were doing $100,000 months, they were operating basically solo with just like a VA to handle customer support. so I'd imagine you're probably going to be fishing for founder, owner, co-owner. And, you know, with this offer, like, are you sure under $1 million is all you want to be targeting, or do you think you'll be going a bit over?
I think under, first of all, it's better for me in the sense that, you know, I gotta see how I implement those deliverables. I gotta see like what the process is like. Right now, I can assume like how it goes, you know, with all my other clients, like how the onboarding looks like.
And here's another trick I'll go through right here is What are some titles e-commerce founders use in replacement of the title founder? And this is where you can just find out if there's unique job positions on a per niche basis, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Brand owner. That's awesome.
Brand founder is also
Chief brand officer.
CBO that exists.
President. I've seen it actually. It's only because I've been doing some cold email for a community building business. Let's see here. Managing member, chief disruptor is apparently one that sometimes happens. Which I don't know about you, but I would be a bit too embarrassed to put that on my LinkedIn profile. So yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know why my operations are lean under 1 million a month. That's good news for me. That's good news for me. Yeah.
So I do like that you're targeting under 1 million. I think once you're over 1 million, another angle that you can use is employee callouts. And what an employee callout looks like is like notice you don't have a blank on the team, right? So notice you don't have an email copywriter on the team, and you would sort by titles and you would find out who doesn't or who does. And that's a whole nother angle you can use. And then that whole campaign towards that demographic can be like e-commerce brands without email marketers on average generate $1 million in revenue less per fiscal year. And hack for statistics related to business, just type it in and then put McKinsey in your Google search. McKinsey is a gold mine.
A consulting firm, yeah.
Yes, it's a gold mine of statistics on like every industry you could imagine. So they have like all these research reports on state of hiring, state of AI, design, what you name it. Like McKinsey's your go-to there. So in terms of employee count, I would say employee count is completely irrelevant in this case. Mm-hmm. Because we're going to be identifying revenue. Revenue will be assumed using SEMrush. Okay? Mm-hmm. And, also you'll get revenue statistics from Apollo, which is where you'll get your account data. And you'll also get a revenue statistics probably from store leads. I'd have to check. Like I said, I haven't done e-commerce, so I haven't had to pull from there yet. I'm just familiar with it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So we've got how we answer the why you, why now. Let's drag that down here. Based on your product, noticed you have blah, blah, blah. Checking your website. Why am I emailing you? I checked out your website. I liked your product. So like, dude, when it comes to the copy, one thing I would say is like, you're a super big fan of health and wellness. So when you segment these lists, you can even be going like a step deeper, and like on replies or on resources that you send them, you can be adding in little things about yourself, right? Do you have a website set up for this, by the way?
No, not yet.
Okay, there's plans for a website?
Yes.
So make sure you have a website up before you send email campaigns, or your email campaigns will do like 2 times worse.
I have a
website's super important. Yeah, a domain's good, but like what happens when you send an email is they take your domain and they go and pop it in Google. So if your domain doesn't reroute to a real website, you're going to be like way behind, right? They're going to immediately go, this is a scam, right?
Okay. So the website needs to be live and pretty.
And you need to redirect. You need to redirect your domains to your website.
I have that. Yeah, I have that.
You have redirected them. Okay.
I think
so. Any email domain you build, right?
I'll double check, but I bought a domain on GoDaddy.com, marscopywriting.co, and then I set up an email based on that domain.
Okay, so don't send cold emails from your home domain.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about that because I don't know what
You
that
do
means.
not send emails from your home domain. So this is good. We're getting into like some more like just general good health practices, basically.
Yeah. I know I need some sending domain or whatever.
Yeah, so for sending domains, literally just go into ChatGPT and be like, come up with 20 alternatives to this email domain that sound and look almost the same. And it'll be like Jacob or Yakov at try Yakov copy or try whatever, right? Whatever the name of the business is. Get hello Jacob copy. Get try all sorts of different ones, basically.
But
and
you set up those sending domains as though they're like connected to the home domain, like they're under it.
yeah, you just need to go in and make sure that those domains, when someone puts them in on Google, they redirect to your main domain. Okay, so that means that like if someone puts in get leadgrow, let's say, it'll go to my main domain, leadgrow.ai. And there's very simple tutorials to take care of this that will probably make it easier than me trying to explain over.
So just for my understanding, like all these email domains, they're just websites? They're just URLs?
Yeah, an email domain is it can also become a website. Yeah, absolutely. Your domain is everything after the at.
The at, yeah. That
Okay.
I know. But when you say like buy multiple domains, like I buy them all on godata.com or like
I would go on Namecheap, man. And for your domains, you're going to want to get either .com, .co, or I think .org is the other one. But don't quote me on that because I never buy the emails for us anymore. My partner takes care of that. But yeah, just make sure they're good domains. .co, .com, .org. Those have the highest deliverability. And I would use Namecheap, man. You're just going to save yourself a ton of money. For these campaigns, you'd probably just need, I would say like three emails to start, 3 domains to start, and you can attach 2 inboxes per domain. Okay. And what an inbox is like, say you have one that's Yakov and then another one that's Jacob, right? It's just changing the name in front of the at, basically. Tim, Debbie, get a girl in there, have a girls generally get higher reply rates. So set up a fake girl account if you want.
is that like moral to do? Like,
hey man,
if you get on a call with the founder,
well, dude, just put it in the email signature. Just put it in the email signature that it's like a VA, right?
Smart.
Yeah, you don't have to like show up to a call and he's like expecting to meet the most beautiful girl in the world, and it turns out she's AI generated.
Okay, I'll note that. Yeah, if you're using girl domains, sign as VA. Okay.
Yeah, sign as a VA, sign as an SDR, whatever it is, but just make sure you're signing. And like, I would use a real person. So like, go to a girl that girlfriend, right? Sister, if you want, to be honest, that works too. Or just a close friend, right? And be like, hey, I'm looking to set up some emails. I doubt they'd say no. It's like, I just need to, use your picture and an email signature and your name. That's all, right? I'm not saying anything weird, I promise.
Yeah, so I need to also set up the email signing. Yeah. I never
email
did that
signatures are very, very simple to set up. So are you using SmartLead yet or Instantly?
No.
Yeah, so I would let either SmartLead or Instantly take care of everything for you. They'll do your warm-ups too, man. You can set up your SMTP, your DMARC right there. I can send you some tutorials on all of this. Just make note of what I need to send you for the end of the call. And yeah, SmartLead is my preference. We switched recently from Instantly to SmartLead. SmartLead's definitely my preference, and that tool is just powerful, man. It'll be your hub for everything cold email, like bar nothing. It'll do everything for you. It's awesome. Set up your sequences, upload your lead lists. sending, replying, master inbox, like categorizing leads. It's basically a mini CRM too. Like it's worth every penny. It's sick. And you can scale up to like, say these campaigns go great for you, man. You scale up to like 20 emails, 30 emails, 40 emails. It doesn't matter. It's unlimited. Mm-hmm. So you can just keep tacking on the volume once you find fit. You know what I mean?
Sick. So, how much should I expect this to like? What's the investment for this when I'm just starting out? Like I gotta buy a couple domains. I gotta use like Clay and Smart Leads and
domains go on sale all the time. So for your domains, your investment, probably like paying for the year. I mean, like $70, $60. If it's on sale, you're probably only paying like $25 for all the domains, to be honest. So just be on the lookout. Namecheap's awesome. Porkbun's awesome for that. And then Smart Lead, you probably wouldn't even need the max account at all. I think it'd only run you like $35, $40 a month.
Okay.
And then, to be honest, when it comes to e-commerce, a lot of it comes down to sourcing the leads. So, like, if I were you, I would give these specific conditions to someone on Fiverr and get them to pull the lead list for you to start and see. Like, do a sample first. Like, tell them, I won't do it until you show me a sample and prove that you can pull this lead list correctly on Upwork or Fiverr. And then once you get them to pull that sample and you verify that it has all the data points you need, then you're going to save a ton of money. You'll be able to get like 10,000 person lead lists for like 50 or $100. And that's all the leads you'll need for like 3 months, basically.
Nice.
And then your next step, once you have a lead list, is you're going to have to verify the leads. Okay. So, verifying the leads is just going to be using tools like Million Verifier, Bulk Email Verifier, Zero Bounce, Debounce, ICPs. And if you're not pressed for time, Bulk Email Verifier is going to be your cheapest option. Super duper cheap. It's like pennies to take care of lead lists. Okay. But yeah, there you go. There's a little masterclass on email tools.
And enrichment,
there's so many.
What do you do in enrichment? Like what even is that?
That's going to be in Clay, and that's kind of like an up to you thing, man. So Clay is an investment for sure. Clay comes with a cost, but Clay is like I say, it's where the magic happens. It's where you can make these triggers come to life. Start incorporating AI into your sequences, and yeah, like I say, just really make magic happen. I don't know. I personally spend like, we're upgrading our subscription now. We'll be spending about $1,200 a month on Clay, but we view Clay as an employee. Is the way we view it. Like we shifted how we view tools, and we were literally able to get rid of 2 VAs for Clay. So it's like the most cost sensitive thing in the world when you shift your perspective and look at it as an employee. But yeah, it's definitely steep. But you don't need to do these things with Clay to start. You can validate this manually to start, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right? All of this is doable. Like most of these tools, man, like the store leads built with, like, I can get you a really, really good price on an Apollo subscription after this, 80% off. You'll be able to get decent data, not perfect data, using Apollo. So let's look at Apollo as a potential data source for you. And the beauty of Apollo is that you don't just have to do email outreach with Apollo, man. You can also do cold calling because some of them will give you phone numbers. You can also do LinkedIn outreach with this data because you're going to get the founder's LinkedIn. So you can start going like multi-channel and hit people with an automated offer that has a lot of data points, maybe like some of these data points, not all of them. You might be able to get like, you won't be able to make the revenue assumption, which is important, but you might be able to do the technology, location, type of store, and DMARC. You might be able to do all of these with just Apollo, to be honest. I'm not sure if they have DMARC, but you'll definitely be able to get like, they use ActiveCampaign. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, from there you can look to use SEMrush on a one-to-one basis because they let you check website traffic on individual websites for free, right?
Yeah.
As long as you're not plugged into the API, and then from there you can make some interesting things happen and make some interesting assumptions about converting, right? And how much revenue you stand to make them based on their exact store's parameters, which is really, really cool. So potential name drops, this isn't relevant, so let's put an X next to this. But yeah, how much would you say you're looking to invest into like your cold email kind of side of things?
Well, shit, man, I don't know, cause like, I see that prices for these types of services go from anywhere between 2 to 5K a month, or like setups are like 2K, 2,500, depending on like what kind of flows you're implementing. Like abandoned cart flow is like between 1,500 to 2K, you know, if it's a good one. So, but I'm okay with investing because, I mean, if I get one client from it, money's back, right?
Yes. Yeah. And you're still working with some ghostwriting clients on the back end, right?
Yeah. I still got I got a ghostwriting client for like 1,300 a month. They want me to write for another one of their clients so that can put me at above 2K, 2,500. So I have money to invest. If I spend anywhere up to like 500 a month to do like really fucking good cold outreach that gets me clients, then I'm happy with that, right? Is that a good answer?
Did you say, sorry, 500 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can make some reasonably good stuff happen in terms of your toolkit for 500 a month, man. I think that's no problem. Your biggest spender will probably be Clay because Clay's going to save you money on everything else, right? But yeah, for you, I mean, you're a homie. I'll probably help you figure that stuff out, kind of off call as well.
Thanks, man.
But for anyone that doesn't have the privilege, no, I'm just kidding. For anyone else interested in doing something like that, link below. Click on the link, book a consultation just like this, and we can actually build something out for you. But in terms of unique language, I'm going to leave a note here. This is something you have to figure out based on your market, okay? And what I mean by this, and we'll leave a note here, your market, is looking at what someone considers a lead. So a dentist might consider a lead as a cleaning. That's what I mean by in their language. So you need to think about how they think about what a customer is specifically in health and wellness. Or for you, it might be as simple as name dropping their top product, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because now you're using their language. It's not sales, right? Selling your product. It's selling your, I don't know, wrist straps, your powerlifting wrist straps, whatever, you know? I'm thinking fitness because I know fitness, but it could be anything. And yeah, that's basically like how you think about campaigns. I think the last thing we want to touch on here is like what a sales asset looks like. And that can be setting up DMARC for free. Okay. That wouldn't take you long at all. Trust me. DMARC is quick process for 1-2 emails. Another thing, I'm not sure if you could, like, some personalized videos might be good. It would be more like a personalized video going over a case study.
Yeah, like a mural board.
Yeah, a mural board. Yeah, your mural boards. I remember you do the mural board sales calls. They're nasty. Okay, they're nasty. I remember.
They're a life hack, dude. They're a life hack.
Yeah, I mean, sales assets, another thing. Like, I'm not 100% sure. But there's a variety that you consider. You can consider audits. What you could do is say, if they are using Active Campaign, you could say that you opted into their email flow. Okay. And then do a live evaluation.
As
you feel
a
me?
video. As a video.
Yeah, as a video. So if they have an email list, you could actually opt into their email list, right? After they positive reply, and do an evaluation of their first email, right? The welcoming sequence. Because the welcoming sequence is one of their main sellers, right? That's the sequence the majority or the highest number of people likely get is the one for opting in right when they hit the website for that discount code, right?
True, yeah. And you can also trigger easily like browse abandonment flows. Like if I open the website and I just close it, do I get an email about that?
Yes.
Or if I just view an item and if I view an item and that I want to buy and then just close the website, do I get a view abandonment flow? You know?
Nice.
Or a cart abandonment flow or a checkout abandonment flow. You can easily trigger that within like 10 minutes.
Dude, my buddy said my buddy said he literally raised his revenue by like 15% just off of cart abandonment flows. Strictly. The moment he added them, it like changed his life. I find that crazy.
And Klaviyo does say that I think 50% of all brands on Klaviyo don't have abandonment cart flows.
That's another thing you can use as why now.
Yeah, but
right?
you did tell Mike that like saying stuff like that makes it kind of okay for your prospect, because they think to themselves like, oh, well, most of these people don't do this. So why would I want to do that, right? I think you said something similar to Mike.
Yes,
I remember.
yes.
Yeah.
So you would want to reframe the statistic. You would want to reframe the statistic. Instead of 50% are missing abandonment flows, what you would want to say is that like the 50% that have abandonment flows increased revenue by X amount.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you feel left out reading that.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Why don't I have that? Yeah.
Yeah, your Klaviyo competitors, other Klaviyo users, right? Users with X sequence, right? Retention sequence, whatever it is, activation sequence, average 25% more revenue, right? That would be like the why now.
Yeah. Kick-ass.
And this could be your attention bridging question, right? So like, let's actually finish off with that and then wrap it up here. What's your attention bridging question? What's your how you poke the bear? The how you poke the bear is going to be something that gets them thinking about a problem they never considered. So it'll be different if they don't have Klaviyo versus they have Klaviyo. It'll be different if they, don't have DMARC or do have DMARC. But in general, what it might look like for you is, have you considered the 20% of customers you could be recapturing when they abandon cart through cold email? Or have you considered how you're going to recapture? Sorry, not cold email. And then another might be, have you put a system in place for recapturing customers that leave your site or abandon cart, right? And you can just leave it there. You don't even have to mention email, right? And this is where you get to build into your offer, right? You've poked the bear. You've shown them the problem that they have, okay? This is why I'm targeting you and why now. And then you go into poking the bear, the problem they have, right? Bringing attention to a problem they might have as a result of these things, right? These lead into the real problem. They're smaller problems. And then you go, this is what I can do for you.
That's
and then
great.
You don't want to go straight into a call because no one gives a fuck about you, unfortunately. Instead of going straight into a call, you go into your sales asset. Amazing. Which can be a variety of things, right? Amazing. Like I said, every campaign's different, but this is going to give you a baseline to start thinking off of, and like campaign flows that, I think honestly would be pretty successful.
So the sales assets can also include like sample copy I write for them, sample flow, sample view abandonment flow, sample case study that I researched.
Whatever effort you want to put into it, basically. Yeah, it can be any of these. It can be a Loom going over their flow and how you would do it differently. It can be you rewriting an entire flow for them. What I would say is increase your level of effort based on the quality of the lead and how much the lead is interested. So maybe your call to action ends up being broad. Mind if I share more info? And they say yes. Okay. And then you click on your lead and you see, oh, wow, this is like a really good brand. They could blow up, right? They're on a good trend. Like, I think I can make a bunch of money here. Then you go, I'm going to redo their campaign flow and send them something sick. Okay. This way you're only giving effort to the high value clients. You're only giving effort to the ones that you really, really want to work with or you see as big winners. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Damn.
Perfect. Okay. Any
perfect.
questions before we wrap up?
No, I just have an epiphany. Like, now I realize, like, because I was struggling for like a couple of weeks, like thinking like, what kind of sample stuff can I write about? Like, what can I create? But now I see that creating the outreach strategy first gives me now so many ideas, because now I see how they all fit into place, you know?
Yes.
Now I see where I'm gonna use all those samples. Where I'm gonna use all the case studies. I'm not just making them just to make them. I see exactly where they're gonna be going. You know? So that's kind of sick. Yeah.
Brother, the beauty of this is with what you're doing, you can take all of these flows and all these looms you make and just post them to your X account for inbound as well. And YouTube. And YouTube, man.
Yeah,
like
That's
you going through and going over like a really popular brands would win you a lot of clout, but even these smaller brands, like that is going to blast your social proof way up. Imagine being a lead that comes to your website and sees 12 videos of you breaking down other health and fitness websites activation campaigns.
Sorry, you broke up.
Right? They're going to want to convert right away, bro. Oh, you missed me. Okay, I said imagine being a health and fitness e-commerce store owner. They go to your website and they see 12 videos of you ripping apart e-commerce stores and providing them a ton of value, showcasing your expertise. Each video is like 9 minutes. Dude, that's a conversion waiting to happen at that point, right? You're legitimizing yourself. So cold outreach is cool because the value you give in sales assets can be repurposed into value you give in content. It all works together. Marketing all works together.
Repurposing it with the sales assets.
So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Sick. That's sick.
I think we'll wrap up there. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, man. Now I'm just imagining like those sales assets being on my Upwork as like sample work.
Oh man!
But it wouldn't be so sick to just have a guide on like how to set up DMARC for free as like the first sample work. That's the quickest win on Upwork. Like any brand can just click that then and just see that, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about.
How to set up DMARC, but I would pose it as a benefit, right? Like how to double your deliverability in the next 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
Right? That's just frame it as a benefit to make sure your cold email, your email marketing campaigns hit inbox. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, lots of things you can do, but yeah. Okay, perfect. We'll stop it there and thank you so much.